Hi y'all, it's Melissa from The Little For the Kid and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm a homeschooling mama of 3 kiddos and I also have my youngest son has chronic illness and extreme food allergies, and so on my channel I do a lot of homeschool content, a lot of mom content, and a lot of allergy content. So if you're new here and you think you might be interested in those things, please hit the subscribe button and join me. You'll get notifications when I upload once a week on Fridays, and I'd love to have you. If you would care to join us, that would make me happy. So today I'm looking a hot mess. We have been at the lake all day today, and I just needed to get this video filmed, and so I just have to do it, lake hair and all, bathing suit, the whole 9. So sorry. Here I am in all my lake hair glory. Today what I'm gonna do for you is a flip through of the Well Planned Day Homeschool Family Planner by Well Planned Gal. Now, I want to preface this by saying this is the first time I've purchased this planner. I am a planner-aholic. Is that a word? I think it is. I'm making it a word. I am a planner-aholic. I love planners. Planners, planners, planners. They make me happy. That being said, this year, this 2019-2020 school year, for my homeschool plans, I made my own planner. And I have loved it. It has worked very, very well for me. But there were a couple of things that I didn't love about it, and quite honestly, it's time consuming to make your own. And so this year I just thought I'd try something a little different, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a little afraid I'm going to hate it because I'm not going to be able to customize it as much as I like to customize planners. So we'll see how it goes. But this is what we're going to try for the upcoming year, the 2020-2021, say that 3 times fast, school year. And so I had a few people interested in seeing inside the planner. So we're just going to do a quick flip through today, and I'm going to show you what's inside. And this is not a review at all because I just got it, and so I haven't even, I've looked through it obviously, but I haven't written anything in it yet. I haven't used it at all yet. So a review will probably come, I don't know, mid-year or so next year. I will probably, maybe, if you're interested, let me know in the comments. I'll put a review video up of how I'm liking it, or if I'm still using it or what, because it's kind of up in the air right now. We'll see. But that's what we're going to do today. So if you're interested in seeing inside the Well Planned Day Homeschool Family Planner, then stick around. Okay. So when you open it up, you have a place to put all your personal information. And then you have kind of a table of contents right here for the articles that Rebecca from Well Planned Gal has written and included in each month. So every month, you'll see in a minute, every month you have an article to read, and a lot of them correspond with the time of year, like at the beginning, organizing for school, creating a schedule, holiday prep, and then towards the end of the year, you can see goals for the new year, and if you're year purging, things like that. I haven't read these articles yet, but that's what we've got. So this is the first article, and it has to do with developing a habit of planning and just tips and ideas for helping you plan. And then this is essentially a sample of their suggestion on how to use this to plan. Now, of course, you can do whatever you want, do it however you want, but it gives you a sample if you have 1 student, a sample if you have 2 students, a sample if you have 3 students, and a sample if you have 4 students. So that just gives you kind of an idea of, how they intended it to be used, though you can use it, your own way. More of that final article, or that first article. And then you have a memory page that is intended for use for each one of your students. So you put your picture, your children's ages, and then just some things to record, like games we played the most often, our favorite restaurant, our favorite book, things God did in our family this year. So that's a cute little memory page. Then you have your year at a glance for the 2020-2021 school year. It has from July through June, so it kind of goes with a typical school year. And it has important dates to remember down here, like holidays, and then a little notes section where you can add your own important dates or whatever notes you feel like you want to put in there. It has an important information section. It gives an example of homeschool co-op tutorial or teacher's information, but you could do with that what you will. Websites, maybe web addresses you want to keep track of or remember. Emergency information, and then odds and ends little section for whatever you want to do. Then, because this is intended not just for school planning but for home planning, it has a cleaning schedule section where you can put, if you have a daily cleaning schedule, that you can put what you want to clean each day of the week, Monday through Friday, and then on the weekend. And then this is 12 months of projects. So you can see the months are written on each side. And if you have projects that you really have a goal of finishing each month, that you can do that. Then this is one of the tear out sheets. I don't know if you can tell very well, but it's perforated here and here. And this is for your children to have a chore sheet. So you can put their name on it and the chores they're required to do, and then they can check them off, and you can tear those out and actually give them to them. So then it has a schedule, a Monday through Friday schedule for your day, starting at 7 a.m. and ending at 6:30 p.m. And then it has a class plan. So this is these 2 pages essentially. This schedule prior is really meant to be for you, the teacher, I believe. And then you have these 2 pages you have repeated more than once in the book, and they're supposed to be per student. So you put a picture of your student, their personal information, and then their curriculum information and any additional literature that you purchase, and you can keep up your expenses here, and then you can put their schedule here, which is kind of nice if you have multiple children and they're not all doing the same things at the same time necessarily. So student schedule number 2 looks just like the one we just looked at. Student schedule number 3, identical to the one we just looked at. Student schedule number 4, identical to the one we just looked at. And then you start with your months, your individual months of the year. And all the months of the year look exactly the same. So I'm not going to show them all to you because they're virtually identical. But at the beginning of each month, you have your whole monthly calendar. It does have Bible verses. It does have a read through the Bible schedule as well. So it gives you a scripture to read if you want to do that. And it does include major U.S. holidays marked on this already for you. And it is predated. And you do have the month preceding and the month following as well for you to look at. And it has a notes section. And then it has your monthly article. So whatever your article is about that month, that follows your monthly calendar. And I showed you that table of contents at the beginning. These are where these different articles go. So this is basically the only thing that is different essentially for each month. Your article is on a different topic. I really love this feature. These are also perforated like the student chore sheets. And they're basically just shopping lists or checklists, front and back. And you can tear them out. And there are 6 of them every single month you have this, which is nice. Grocery lists, library books lists, if you're going to the library and you want to check out specific things that you've looked up ahead of time or whatever. You know, you could use these a million different ways, which is very cool. Then you have an around the house page for every month. So you have a spot for monthly chores for the kids, household needs, projects for the month, and a notes section. You also have a reading log for every single month, which I love. So you can put each student's name and what they're reading independently. You can put your read alouds, and then you can put what you've got checked out from the library and when it's due, which is super cool. Because I always lose my receipt from the library that tells me my due date, and I know I can get on the library site and look it up, but sometimes that's just a hassle. So if I can remember to write it down in here, that'll be a really nice feature for me anyway. You have a fun learning page every single month, which I really like this page too, so you can keep track of the field trips that you went on that month. You can have a place per student to write down educational goals. And I think this is really neat. This is a field trips and fun, books to read, and did you know that is specific to whatever month you're in, which is really neat. It gives you reading suggestions. These all have to do with kind of America and the 4th of July, since obviously the month of July, our big holiday is the 4th of July in the United States. And then it has like some fun ideas for you to do during the month, like take an online tour of the White House or make a variety of red, white, and blue food. So that's cool. And then it just has kind of an interesting fact having to do with whatever month you happen to be in. This one is about Benjamin Franklin and the Declaration of Independence, which is neat. And then you get in the bulk pages of your month. So this is your week at a glance. This is basically your lesson planning pages. And they are predated. You'll notice they are predated. Again, there's Bible verses. Again, there's the month you're in and the following month, and the week you're in is highlighted on your month there. And then it's just places for you to write your lesson plans and check boxes for you to check when you're done. One thing I don't love about this calendar, because I really like, or about this planner, because I really like to customize things, is it does have subjects already written in for you. Bible, math, history, science, English, and then 2 blank ones. And I really would prefer, me personally, I would prefer those to all be blank and let me write them in how I want to write them in. We obviously study all of these subjects, but I like to label mine a little more specifically than just math, but that's just me. So that might not bother you, but that's not my favorite thing, but I can live with it. It's got a to-do this week. It's got a dinner menu for the week, which I love. It's got a self-care section. So, if you're having a girls' night on Wednesday, you can circle Wednesday and say, I'm going on a girls' night or whatever. And then it's got a place for your weekend to add, important things that you need. Maybe you need to remember during the week that, you have to take something to a social event after church for lunch on Sunday or something. And so it might be helpful to write things like that down so that as you're doing school throughout the week, you're having these reminders in front of you of things that are coming up that weekend. But so that is an identical page essentially for every week of the month, and then you come to your next week, which looks just like the one previous, but it's just a different color. Okay, So I'm going to skip ahead because since these all look exactly the same, and I am going to, let's see if I can get you to the middle section. So this is December. And at the end of December, for most people, that is obviously the end of the semester. So after December, you will find a semester success page. It gives you room for 4 students to write their name and things that they've succeeded at that particular semester. And then you have an attendance record so that you can keep your total number of days that you went to school. And then you have a grade log per student, and it's got the weeks already listed for you. And again, it's got the subjects at the top and 3 blank ones so that you can put what you want. Again, not my favorite thing about that. I'd much prefer to just label it myself so you can make a decision whether you like that or not. A progress and accomplishments section and a grading scale. And then it repeats for another student, another attendance record page, another grade log, another attendance record. So this is number 3 and a grade log, and a number 4 attendance record and a grade log, And then we make it to our January article, and we're back with our months, which again, these look identical to all the other months with the exception of the articles. Have different content, but everything else is just the same. So again, I'm gonna skip ahead till June here. And again, for most people, either the end of May or the end of June is once again the end of a semester. And so you have those same sheets that you had mid-year, you have at the end of the year. So semester success and attendance records and grade logs. And then you have a year at a glance, which I love this. You have a year at a glance for the next year, the 2021-2022 school year. That sounds really crazy to say, doesn't it? And again, you have your major holidays, and you have a section where you can add in your own important dates. A lot of times by June, I think people are already planning vacations and things for the next year, so that's a place where you can go ahead and record that. And then when you get a new planner, you can easily transfer this information into a new planner, which is nice. And then you have a place to actually plan for the upcoming year, not the whole year, but July, August, September, and October. So for the first part of the new year, you have a place to do that. And then you have these review sheets, and they look identical to each other. They're each per student. So place to put the student's name, their date. Then again, it's got headings for the first few sections: Bible, math, history, science, language arts, and then blank ones. It has a box to write character things, behavior things, and curriculum ideas for perhaps the upcoming year. And again, there's 4 of those for 4 different students. You could always make a copy of those before you write on them if you have, sorry, my bird's loud, if you have more than 4 students. And then these are the final perforated pages, and these are actually on heavier cardstock as well. These are report cards that are labeled with the 2020 school year, and you just fold them in half. There's actually an already creased edge, I don't know if you can see that, where it will fold really nicely and easily. And you can just tear these out right here. The front says report card in the school year. The back is a place for comments for semester 1 and semester 2. And then it's hard to see. Let's see if I can turn it for you. And so each one of them has a place for student, grade, teacher, then their academic subjects, again, already labeled for you. Bible, English, math, history, science, semester 1, semester 2 grade, and the final grade, and then your attendance, how many days you were present, how many days you were absent, how many days you were sick, how many days you were on holiday, a place to write the grading scale, your literature that you completed in semester 1 and then semester 2, and your enrichment and events that you participated in semester 1 and semester 2. And if you can see, if you remember the one I just showed you, each one of them looks a little different as far as the artwork on the front, but the remaining pages look identical. And again, there's 4 of those, so you have the ability to use this for 4 students. And then you can, once again, if you have more than 4 students, you could always make a copy of these before you write on them. And that way you can have as many as you need, depending on how many students you have, how many children you have. And then it's your back cover. So that is the Well Planned Day Homeschool Family Planner by Well Planned Gal. So there you have it, guys. There is a look inside the planner. If you have any specific questions, things you couldn't see well enough as you'd like to, or like if I went too fast, sometimes I talk too fast, and you have any questions about any of it, just pop in down there in the comments and let me know your questions, and I'll get back to you with answers as best as I'm able, and we'll see you next time.